Hello, snakes. My name is Dante, and today it's Podcast Tuesday once again. And yep, I'm back from the UK. I was in Birmingham to do the GP, and yeah, it went well. I did 3-5 in the GP, but no Hogak decks. And I played 20 matches in the Magic Fest of Modern, and not a single Hogak deck. But now play lots of Modern matches, but only faced 2 Hogak decks ever. But now Hogak has been banned from Modern, and now Stoneforge Mystic got unbanned. So yeah, but today's podcast is about the best 20 time-shifted cards. Yeah, as in just a Future Sight and Planar Chaos, but I didn't include Time Spiral because I already mentioned them in my Time Spiral podcast a long time ago. Yeah, and so yeah, I decided not to include time-shifted cards because I already included the 5 best Time Spiral time-shifted cards in my Time Spiral podcast. Anyway, Time Spiral block is very cool, which consists of Time Spiral, Planar Chaos, and Future Sight. And today we're going to be talking about the best cards in time-shifted Planar Chaos and Future Sight. So yeah, remember hopefully you enjoy the podcast. There we go. We got Damnation. Yeah, that's a very good card. It's a board wipe. Good card for Commander though. Not really for other formats, but it's a really good card. Damnation, yeah. By the way, this is a special channel 4th anniversary special podcast, but it's only 20 cards. I was thinking of making it 21, but nah, let's just stick to 20. Although this is an anniversary podcast. So yeah, the special thing about it is that there's a new intro, and it's about time-shifted cards. I always want to talk about those, but I decided now it's the time. Yeah, because the Planar Chaos podcast was a premiere, and Future Sight I didn't have enough time to include time-shifted. Yeah, it happens, but yeah. Now we're talking about the time-shifted cards. So yeah, Damnation is a 2/2 black sorcery. Destroy all creatures. They can't be regenerated. Yeah, and it's really good. It's a board wipe, which can get past regeneration, which regeneration isn't really a problem though, but like, unless if you're facing those Rapid Vigor decks, Welding Jars, but who plays Welding Jar in Commander anyway? But because Damnation is more of a Commander card. Also, the original version, printed all the way back in Alpha. As you can see, Planar Chaos time-shifted cards are all different versions of cards simply put into a new color. Like, for example, Damnation is the black time-shifted version of Wrath of God. And Wrath of God just does the same thing. It's simply 2 and 2 white instead of the original. Well, not the original art. One of the arts in Damnation, the 8th edition one and 9th edition one, it's literally like Damnation, but the colors are shifted. Like, instead of being a solar eclipse in a white background, it's just the sun in a black background. Yeah, it's literally reverse art. Yeah, I just decided to put the invocation version of Wrath of God. It's cool. Also, Damnation was reprinted as an invocation as well. Yeah, they're both in the same set. And yeah, there we go. That's our card 20. This one from Planar Chaos. Now let's get to 19. Let's do this. Oh wait, wrong thing. I accidentally put the intro up, but hey, that's our card 19, Virulent Sliver. Virulent Sliver is a 1 green 1/1 sliver with all slivers have poisonous 1, which is literally like similar, which poisonous N is like a similar version to Infect, simply that instead of replacing damage with poison counters, it does the damage and puts N poison counters as well. Wow. So sometimes I think poisonous N is better than Infect. Sometimes. In some cases it's better, some cases it's not. But Virulent Sliver was time shifted in this set because Virulent Sliver and another aura, yeah, 2 aura, yeah, this card and an aura introduced poisonous N, because there's this aura that says enchanted creature gets poisonous free. I figured out that Zoetic Cavern wasn't the only non-creature card with morph before Commander 2019. In fact, there were 3 cards in there. There's an artifact with morph, enchantment with morph, and a land with morph. And now they introduce an enchantment aura with morph. Yeah. What next? A planeswalker with morph? Why would they make a planeswalker with morph? That doesn't really make sense. Like, if they make a planeswalker with morph, that would definitely be a Gideon, because Gideon's always a planeswalker that transforms into a creature. Yeah, but I don't know. Doesn't really make sense making a morph planeswalker. But hey, I think they made a morph for every non-creature permanent, excluding planeswalkers. Like, because I think a planeswalker morph wouldn't make sense. Yeah, and instants and sorceries won't be able to have morph. Oh yes, in this set there is a card that enchants an instant in the graveyard. Yeah, but that's not in this podcast. And the non-creature morphs aren't in this podcast either. They're not good enough. The other cards are much better. Now let's get to card 18 there. We got Essence Warden, which is 1 green creature elf shaman with whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. It's a time-shifted version of Soul Warden, which was printed originally in Exodus, and yeah, and the original one was 1 white, 1/1 human cleric. With whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. Yeah, it's like Essence Warden is literally the green time shift of Soul Warden, and the art is very similar as well. Also, in case if you didn't know that, the time shifts are actually mentioned in the rulings in Gather. Like, you just search up damnation on Gather and it says on the rulings, this is the time shifted version of Wrath of God. That's literally the ruling. The rulings on it says it's the time shifted version. Yeah. This is what happens if you just search a planar chaos time shift on Gather. Yeah. And there's another a similar version to the Wardens, Essence Warden and Soul Warden. There, and it's a better version actually, I think. Soul's Attendant, 1 white, 1/1 human cleric. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you may gain 1 life. It's good if literally you're facing those tainted remedy decks or stuff that reverse life gain, or if you're facing Truskay Decaphobia decks, in which if you're literally at 12 HP, you definitely won't want to gain life. You definitely don't want to gain life to 13 and then die. But the only flaw there is that someone mind slaves you and then drops creatures and chooses not to gain life because, well, yes, it's a May effect and they can choose not to gain the life. Yeah. That's the problem. So you realize Soul Warden, basically the name splits. There's a soul, just Warden heads to Soul Warden. Why isn't it reversed? Like, okay, yeah, it could have been reversed. Like, to the right, Warden just moves and goes into Essence Warden, and then Soul goes to the left and through Soul's Attendant. But, well, yeah. But yeah, you know what I mean. Like literally the Soul Warden. Well, yeah, Essence Warden is making a direct reference to Soul Warden. Like, it's a time shifted version of Soul Warden, and Soul's Attendant is making a reference to Soul Warden. Yeah. Let's get to card 17 there. We got Frozen Eva, which is a 4-mana enchantment. Artifacts, creatures, and lands the opponents control come into play tapped. Which it's which is a direct time shift to Kismet, which is the original version. 4-mana enchantment, artifacts, creatures, and lands played by your opponents enter the battlefield tapped. Yeah. It's Frozen Eva is really good. Like, literally it's like some sort of like blind obedience effect. Really good because you can slow down haste creatures, or sometimes even eliminate blockers. Can also lock down artifacts such as Soul Ring and any mana rock, basically. And of course, you're deramping your opponents because the lands enter tapped as well. so you can just go faster, because yeah, it's kind of like a D ramp effect as well, and it will stop opponents from playing fetch lands, hopefully, because of course enters tapped, then they fetch again, and it still enters tapped. The perfect answer to a CEDH deck. Frozen Aver. Well, they might have comboed off before you got the chance to play Frozen Aver. And it's, if you somehow manage to cast in turn 1, like, go like, land, island, yeah. Island, Mana Crypt, Soul Ring, and then Frozen Aver. It's kinda hard you can do that in turn 1. It's easier in turn 2 to do that if you went first. Like, land, Soul Ring, next turn. Land, Frozen Aver, or Kismet. Kismet's the original version. Frozen Aver's a time-shifted. Really good. Much better than... Yeah, much better than even Mind Sensor, which didn't get a chance to appear in this podcast because there's much better cards in there. Let's get to card 16. We got Manor Tiffy. Manor Tiffy is a 1 white instant counter target spell unless its control pays 1. Direct time shift to Force Spike. Force Spike is a 1 blue instant counter target spell unless its control pays 1. They're both really good cards. Like, mainly Manor Tiffy, because no one expects a counterspell in white. That's what makes Manor Tiffy really good. Like, it's 1 mana white counterspell. Who expects that? Like there is Rebuff the Wicked, which is a 1 mana white counterspell, which counters a spell that targets a creature, a permanent you control. Yes, but there's also Manor Tiffy, which is a better card because, like, 1 white instant counter target spell unless its control pays 1. They were both in the same set, though. Yeah, Manor Tiffy's the time-shifted version of Force Spike. Other one's just referencing a future card, which is a direct time shift to Rebuff the Wicked, Turn Aside, which is a blue Rebuff the Wicked counter-type spell that targets the permanent you control. Yeah. And there's also Dawn Charm, but that's a 2 mana white counterspell. Well, it can be... It's a charm, so it can be Fog. It can counterspell that targets you, or it can be a Death Ward. It can be counterspell on that will target you, Death Ward, or Holy Day. Yeah, that's literally what it does for 2 mana. But the thing is that they never made a 1 white instant that counters a spell that will target you. They didn't make that yet. They might make it, hopefully, but that was not made yet. Let's get to card 15. No, the next card, this card in this podcast is not red or blue. It's just simply the card 15 animation. Card 15 is Mason Enchantress. Yeah, that Mason Enchantress is a 3 mana 0/2 human druid with whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you may draw a card. It's a direct time shift to Verduran Enchantress, which is a 1 and 2 green 0/2 human druid. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you may draw a card. Verdurn Enchantress was all the way from Alpha. There's Argothian Enchanters as well, which was 2 mana 0/1 with Shroud, but whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you must draw a card. Also, Kismet was all the way back from Legends. Force Spike was all the way back from Legends as well. And Verdurn Enchantress all the way back from Alpha. Yep. It's really... They're both very good cards. Like, there's also now in M19 the new Satire Enchanter, which is a 1 white 1 green 2/2 Satire Druid with whenever you cast enchantment spell, draw a card. Also Enchantress's Presence, 3 mana enchantment. Whenever you cast enchantment spell, you may draw a card. Yeah, well, and now there's also in Commander 2018, Tuvasa, Sunlit, white, blue, green, 1/1 Merfolk. Whenever you cast this first enchantment spell during your turn, you draw a card. And I'm not sure what was its other effect, but yeah. I remember I have a friend that used to play this deck, but not anymore. You just enchant auras on on one creature to make it very big, and you draw lots of cards as well with enchantresses or enchanters. Yeah. The thing is that the Yavimaya Enchantress doesn't have the Enchantress effect. It just is stronger for each enchantment on the battlefield. Let's just get to card 14.
RenderForest.com.
Simian Spirit Guide. That's our card 14. 3 mana, 2/2 Ape Spirit. You rarely cast it. Sometimes you have to because it's late game and you have a lot of lands, so you just have to cast it. But 3 mana, 2/2 with you can decide it from your hand to add red to your mana pool. Well, the thing is that I put the 25 Masters version because it has the Planar Chaos watermark, because that's its original set, which was a time shift to Elvish Spirit Guide, which, by the way, it looks like a fairy, not like a elf at all, but it has wings and it doesn't fly. How though? Well, yes, Simian Spirit Guide surely can't fly, but I don't know. That's just a Masters Edition 2 version, but I don't know what's its original set. Elvish Spirit Guide. The thing is that, well, yes, Masters Edition 1 to 4. The thing is that when it's printed, it just shows the original version of the card, but when you see it online, it has the Masters Edition logo there. It's weird. Masters Edition is kind of weird. But hey, that's Masters Edition. And that's Simian Spirit Guide for you. Let's get to card 13. Oh wait, did I actually fix the volume on 14? Fix the volume on 14. There we go, that's the volume. Yeah. We got Oh wait, I didn't change the slide. Never mind. It's Groundbreaker, by the way. Didn't change the card. But hey, it's Groundbreaker. That's our card 13. It's really good. There might be a new 12 ball deck, Jund ball deck, which is like Groundbreaker, Ball Lightning Skelemental as well, but Groundbreaker's a free green 6/1 elemental with trample and haste, and at the end of the turn sacrifice Groundbreaker. Ball Lightning is the original version of Groundbreaker, but the thing is that it's not entirely. It's not fully time shifted, because Ball Lightning. Oh yes, it's free red 6/1 elemental with trample haste. At the beginning of the end step, sacrifice Ball Lightning. Ball Lightning was all the way back from the dark. Yes, from the dark. And yeah, Groundbreaker, the thing is that it sacrifices at the end of turn, but Ball Lightning sacrifices at the end step. So you use Sundial of the Infinite or anything that can end a turn, or Days Undoing, for example, anything that could end your turn. Groundbreaker dies. Ball Lightning and Lightning Skelemental, on the other hand, they don't. They probably die on your opponent's end step. Like Lightning Skelementals are 1 black, 2 red, 6/1 elemental skeleton with trample haste. Whenever Lightning Skelemental deals combat damage to a player, that player discards 2 cards. At the beginning of the end step, sacrifice Lightning Skelemental. Yeah. So Lightning Skelemental is what you get when you combine Ball Lightning and Blightning together. I think, yeah. Because, well, or combine Mind Rot and Ball Lightning. Because, or maybe like, but the thing is that the name Lightning Skelemental is making a reference to Lightning Elemental. Yeah, which is a 4-mana 5/1 with haste. Which, by the way, it's a bad card. You surely don't want to play it. Let's just get to card 12. There. Oh wait, I have to fix the button. There we go. Better now. We got No Perfusion. No Perfusion is a really good card for Commander. Like, 6-mana enchantment. Skip your draw step. Whenever you play a card, draw a card. Your maximum hand size is 2. Good for a mana stack. Like, if you had cards in hand, like a lot of cards in hand, end of turn you have to discard to 2 cards. You can manage them, and yeah, but the thing is that you can easily go by the maximum hand size setting effect. Like, if you later on play a card like Spellbook or Thought Vessel or Library of Leng, after playing No Perfusion, you'll get no maximum hand size. But the thing is that, like, if something sets a maximum hand size, if you had no maximum hand size, then it becomes that number. But if it's something that increases or reduces maximum hand size, well, it increases or reduces the maximum hand size. No matter if there's a new setting effect coming. Like, say for example, you have Minamo Scrollkeeper. By the way, why would you be playing Minamo Scrollkeeper? Like, Minamo Scrollkeeper and No Perfusion are definitely not in the same set. So the only way you'd be playing those two together is in a block. I mean cube, not block. but you know what I mean. Like Minamo Scrollkeeper is a 2 mana 2/3 with Defender. Your maximum hand size is increased by 1. Like, it's a really bad card, but what I'm saying is that it extends your maximum hand size. Like with no profusion, it would like if you had like 7 maximum hand size, then it becomes 8. But then you play no profusion, it becomes 3. Or like someone plays a Jin Gitaxias against you, and literally, you had like maximum, your maximum hand size was like 7, it becomes 0, but then when you play no profusion, it becomes -5, which is still 0. Yeah. But the original version is Recycle, which is 4 and 2 green. Enchantment, skip your draw step. Whenever you play a card, draw a card, your maximum hand size is 2. It has been errated to say your maximum hand size is 2, so in the past, if you were to play Library of Leng after playing Recycle, your maximum hand size would still be 2. Yeah. The past was not really that good. Also, what if you play this after playing Midnight Oil? Like, Midnight Oil says your maximum hand size is equal to number of hour counters on Midnight Oil. But anyway, why would you be playing Midnight Oil unless if you want to donate or harmless offering it to an opponent? Doesn't matter. Let's get to card 11. We got Porphyrin Nodes, which is a 1-white enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, destroy the creature of the least power. It can't be regenerated. If 2 or more creatures are tied for least power, you choose one of them. When there are no creatures in play, sacrifice Porphyrin Nodes. I've always wondered what happens if you stifle the effect when there's no more creatures in the battlefield. Is it actually a body effect or a trigger? Like, I've wondered if I think it's a trigger, but it might be a body effect. Like, just stifle it, and then like it will never get destroyed until a creature comes in and you destroy it. Probably with the Porphyrin Nodes effect. It's one of the only ways to be able to get past boggles and stuff, because they have hexproof and Porphyrin Nodes does not target. It just destroys the creature, not target creature. The original version was Drop of Honey from Arabian Nights, which, yeah, it actually appeared in my Arabian Nights podcast. Yeah. And mentioned Porphyrin Nodes in that podcast as well, which was an old school podcast series. Which the thing is, it got interrupted by War of the Spark spoilers as well. And that was like, Drop of Honey is a 1 green enchantment. Yeah, same effect as Porphyrin Nodes, because Porphyrin Nodes is a direct time shift to Drop of Honey, and Drop of Honey's original version is original printing Arabian Nights. Recycle, original printing Tempest. Let's get to card 10. We got Grove of the Burn Willows. So yeah, Grove of the Burn Willows is a land with tap to add colors to your mana pool, tap to add red or green to your mana pool. Each opponent gains 1 life. Yeah, it's making a future site, but to what? That's the thing. Like, Modern Horizons 1. Well, yeah, Modern Horizons, currently the only one. Probably there's going to be Modern Horizons 2 coming out in 2021. But yeah, that's still 2 more years to go. But yeah, Modern Horizons 1 had enemy canopies. Yeah. Which, the thing is that Horizon Canopy future cited a cycle of canopies. But, like, Graven Currents was in the same set, but not good enough to be in this podcast. It made a reference to the following set, Lorwyn, which contained the Lorwyn / Shadowmoor, which contained the other 9 filter lands. Yeah. But Horizon Canopy, they decided to make the enemy cycle for Horizon Canopy and Modern Horizons, but we don't know when the other 3 cycles will be coming out. Like Grove of the Burn Widow cycle, River of Tears cycle, even Nimbus Maze cycle. When will they come out? That's the thing. Anyway, I've made a concept, a Boros concept for what could be a Grove of the Burn Willows. What could hopefully be on Modern Horizons 2. Like, just insert name here. Like, I don't know what it could be for red or white, but yeah. In the top chat, live chat, stream chat, or in the comments, insert name here. Remember, just what could be a possible name for a Boros Burn Willow? That's the thing. That's just my question. What name would you insert for a Boros Burn Willow? Yeah. That's the thing. What would you insert? That's my question. But yeah, let's get to card 9. Oh, I have to fix the volume. There we go. We got Bitter Ordeal. Bitter Ordeal is a 3-mana sorcery. Search target player's library for a card and remove that card from the game. Well, it's Xylith actually. When then that player shuffles his or her library, they have to shuffle it themselves. You don't have to shuffle it for them. So yeah. And it has Gravestorm, which literally is when you cast a spell, copy it for each permanent put into a graveyard this turn. You may choose new targets for the copy. So yeah, it's really good because if you have like infinite sacrifice effects, like for example, if you were to do Michaelis and Walking Ballista combo, like Walking Ballista could just die to infinity. So that's a use you could. That's something you could do with infinite depths by Walking Ballista / Michaelis. You just play Bitter Ordeal. It's out all cards from all opponents' libraries, and then on their turn they will deck out. That's unless if they play a Null Profusion or Recycle, which was from the same block, not from the same set though. Yeah. Anyway, it's a really good card, especially for Commander, because this podcast is about Commander cards and Modern cards, but mainly Commander, Modern as well. But yeah, let's get to card 8, the Golden 8. We got Horizon Canopy. Horizon Canopy. Yep, the original Canopy. Just a land of tap, pay 1 life, add green or white. 1 in tap, sacrifice, draw a card. It's a really good card. Really good. And yeah, Horizon Canopy. There you go. That's in there, but also was being future sighted into Modern Horizons 1, which was the enemy canopy cycle I was talking about earlier when I was mentioning Grove of the Burn Willows there. And what could be a Modern Horizons 2 cycle, like, yeah, insert name here, but yeah. Modern Horizons 1 had the canopies. What could Modern Horizons 2 have? Burn Willows? I don't know, but yeah. But Modern Horizons had enemy color canopy, so I put Fiery Islet there, just because it was a canopy. I could have put Sunbaked Canyon, but I decided to put Fiery Islet instead. I already mentioned a Boros concept land there, like insert name here. That's just a concept. We don't know if it's going to happen there, but yeah. Fiery Islet. It's a really good card. Well, canopies in general are really good. Yeah. When would the other future sight lands come out? Like, we still have 3 cycles left to go. Like, we completed Horizon Canopy cycle. Well, the thing is that we only got 6 out of 10. There's only Horizon Canopy and the enemy color ones, but a full cycle there was the Graven Current cycle, which was the new filter lands, which appeared in Lorwyn Shadowmoor block. Because the thing is that there were older cycle lands from previous sets. Yeah, different cycle lands. Not necessarily worse cycle lands, but older cycle lands. Let's get to card 7. Simply 7. We got Narkom Eva, which is a 2 mana 1/1 illusion. Wait, when would you pay 2 mana to cast it? Okay. Yeah, 2 mana 1/1 illusion with flying. When Narkom Eva is milled, you may put it into the battlefield. It got reprinted into Guilds of Ravnica, so it can be played in standard, but no one really plays it in standard. It's mainly played in modern. Legacy Dredge decks also use it. But yeah, mainly played in modern. But, well, yes. It can be played in a standard Surveil deck, but, well, yes, there are standard self-mill decks which attempt to have 0 cards in their library and win by using Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. You might be using Narkom Eva in there, but not sure that's a good choice. There's also Creeping Chill, which was printed in Guilds of Ravnica, which is a 4 mana sorcery. Heal its effect, or actually deals 3 damage to each opponent. You gain 3 life. So it's not really heal. It's like it can't hit the creature. It has to hit the opponents. But when would you pay 4 mana to cast this spell anyway? Because when it gets milled, you may exile it and it deals 3 damage to each opponent and you gain 3 life. So yeah, like literally when you mill it, you flashback it for free, literally. Like Narkom Eva, you just like when you mill Narkom Eva, you just embalm it for free, practically saying. Yeah, let's just get to card 6. we got Dryad Arbor. So yeah, Dryad Arbor is the only colored land in the game. It's a land creature forest dryad. So 1/1 forest dryad. Dryad Arbor is in the spell, yeah, of course. It's like the artifact lands that say they aren't spells. And it is affected by summoning sickness as well. And of course, since it's a forest, it has tap to add green. Yeah, there you go, that's Dryad Arbor. Really good because it's fetchable and it's a land creature. So yeah, you can just play it for turn, or you just fetch it with a land, or you can just Green Sun Zenith for 0 and you get it out for free. But the thing is that you'd be doing that in Legacy because it's banned in Modern. Was it banned in Modern? Yeah, it was banned in Modern. Let's just get to card 5. Oh! Hello, Frank Troll. How are you? No offense taken, yeah. But yeah. That's Daybreak Hornet. Wait, actually, did I fix the volume for the other ones? Oh, I didn't fix this one. Oh yeah, that was fixed, yeah. I fixed that, and there we go. Daybreak Hornet. That's our number 5. There. It's 2 white aura with enchant creature with another aura attached to it. So yeah, it's like. By the way, why future sites are there? Because like, well, yes. What's the equality anyway? Like equality. I'm not sure if there's equality in Ravnica, but yeah. I thought it was the Demir that created Narkom Eva, not equality. But yeah, Dryad Arbor. It's just the first ever land creature, and now Daybreak Hornet. It's just like it's an aura that enchants the creature with another aura attached to it. So yeah. Also introduced Lifelink. Like that was when Lifelink first got introduced in Future Sight. Yeah. Like enchanted creature gets +3/+3 and has first strike, vigilance, and lifelink. Whoa. Like way before Planar Chaos, I think there were some lifelink cards, but I'm not sure. But there was Spirit Link, which was similar to lifelink, which said whenever enchant, and also Armadillo Cloak, whenever enchanted creature deals damage, you gain that much life, not its controller. Because lifelink is just its controller gains the life, not the aura's controller. But yeah, lifelink, of course. It's now a mechanic we see every day now, but it was first introduced in Future Sight. Yeah, really. Oh yeah, before Future Sight there was Planar Chaos, which time shifted, which made Vampiric Link, which was a time shift to Spirit Link. Well, yeah, it was. Well, yeah, Spirit Link's the older version, but then Vampiric Link was made later on. Yeah, it is part of the Spirit Dancer deck. Mainly, it's usually called Boggles, not or Boggles. I think it was Boggles, not Boggles. I think it was like Daybreak Hornet is made what is used in this deck. I used to play Boggles, but yeah, now just play Burn. Sometimes I play Storm, but yeah. Let's just get to card 4. We got Arcanum Wings, which Arcanum Wings is a good card because Arcanum Wings is, yeah, that one, yeah, Slippery Boggle and Glade Cover Scout. Yeah, Arcanum Wings is played in some Boggle decks, but not the best Boggle decks. That's the thing. It's good to just use Arcanum Wings and then just drop Eldrazi Conscription from hand or Mythic Proportion using Aura Swap. Yeah. Arcanum Wings is just 2 mana Aura, enchanted creature has flying and has Aura Swap for 3 mana. Also, introduce a unique mechanic, Aura Swap. Nobody knows when it's going to come. There's also, for example, in this set they introduced Frenzy N, which was on Frenzied Sliver, but then the thing is that it got made in unstable in as one of the versions of Garbage Elemental. One of the set's Garbage Elementals had Frenzy, but things I said Frenzy, not Frenzy N. Yeah. The thing is that also Absorb N was introduced in this set. Yeah. Also there's also Transfigure, which was introduced in this set. I think they also introduced Transmute as well. Transmute and Transfigure. But Transmute was then made into Ravnica City of Guilds. I'm not sure if it was a time shift. But yeah, I think it was into time shift. There's also 2 cards with Fate Seal in the set. But then only one of them was a time shift. The other one wasn't a time shift. They also made 3 time shifted cards with Delph, which then got put into Tarkir. Yeah. And yeah, there you go. That's Arcanum Wings for you. Let's just get to card 3. Yeah, remember to subscribe. We got Logic Knot. Wait, Logic Knot. I don't know why is it not played anymore in Modern, but yeah, Logic Knot was played in Modern a lot. Logic Knot is literally Modern's counterspell, because counterspell is not Modern legal and it didn't get reprinted in Modern Horizons. Why not? Counterspell is the second best counterspell in the game, but it's not Modern legal. Of course, the best one is Mana Drain. Everyone knows it, but yeah. Counterspell, the second best counterspell in the game. They decided to make Force of Negation instead of reprint counterspell. Of course, they made Force of Negation just because it's a worse version of counterspell and Force of Will. Yeah. Well, yeah. Logic Knot is Ets in 2 blue, instant, Delve. Counter target spell unless its control pays Ets. Which, yeah, Delve says it there. Each card you exile from your graveyard upon casting the spell pays for 1 mana. So you usually just pay 2 blue and then just exile lots of cards in your graveyard just to counter spell. So it's like a counter spell, but you have to exile cards from your graveyard. So it can essentially be a counter spell, but Jeskai control decks would use their graveyard to use Snapcaster Mage. Yeah. Let's just get to card 2. Number 2. There we go. We got Bridge from Below. Just banned nearly 2 months ago. Well, from Modern. Banned 2 months ago from Modern. But yeah, Bridge from Below. Second best card from Planar Chaos / Future Sight timeshifted cards. And yeah. Literally really good. Like, it's played in Legacy now. No longer played in Modern because it's banned. Of course, yes. They banned it because of Hogak decks, and then they realized, hey, Bridge from Below is not the problem, it's Hogak. Well, Hogak decks aren't a problem for a burn deck because they're too slow for burn. I just bolt them, and sometimes deflecting palm them. Like, deflecting palm that the attacking Hogak, and I deal 8 damage back to them. Yeah. It's not a problem. And now they banned Hogak from Modern, unbanned Stoneforge Mystic, banned Faithless Looting. Wow. That was really lots of bans yesterday. Thing is that Stoneforge Mystic is now back in Modern, but not the 2 powerful equipments, Batterskull and Umezawa's Cheat. Yeah. There might be a new deck using Elbrus and Stoneforge Mystic. Elbrus Mystic decks, like in the past it was just Stoneforge Mystic and Umezawa's Cheat and Batterskull. Now it's just played in Legacy, but Stoneforge Mystic will make a return to Modern. I think it's going to be played with Elbrus. Like, when I was predicting the banned cards, like I was thinking if they unban Stoneforge Mystic, if Elbrus wasn't banned already, which it wasn't banned, it would get banned. It didn't get banned, and it was never banned from Modern. So yes, there we go. Elbrus Mystic decks will start becoming a thing. So yeah, there you go. Elbrus Mystic will be a thing, and I know it's going to happen. I just feel it's like going to happen. But yeah, let's get to Bridge from Below. Bridge from Below is a free black. Wait, free black? Who even notices the mana cost? Like, that's like, who pays the mana cost on Bridge from Below? It's an enchantment, which whenever non-token creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, if Bridge from Below is in your graveyard, create a 2/2 zombie. When a creature is put into an opponent's graveyard from the battlefield, if Bridge from Below is in your graveyard, exile Bridge from Below. Yeah, like, Bridge from Below is a really good card. Like, it's the only enchantment to ever function from your graveyard, but you don't cast Bridge from Below. Like, what Bridge from Below should say when Bridge from Below enters battlefield, sacrifice Bridge from Below. Problem solved. That's when you will be casting its paying its mana cost, but you don't. You just don't pay its mana cost. You always have to discard it or mill it. You never cast Bridge from Below, ever. It should have no mana cost in general. Why free black? You might have an Oratalk or something, like, you just cast Bridge from Below and then you just sacrifice it to an Oratalk. But why would you be playing Oratalk anyway? That doesn't make sense either. But yeah, let's just get to the best card, the final card in this podcast. Number 1, let's go, and it is... Render for the start. Tarmogoyf! There we go. Tarmogoyf, of course, is the best card in Future Sight Timeshifted and in this Timeshifted podcast in general. Future Sight / Planar Chaos Timeshifted. Probably better than the Time Spiral Timeshifted card as well, but we decided not to do that because I already did that a long time ago in my Time Spiral podcast. Yeah, Tarmogoyf is a 2-man, 1 green, at 1+X Lurgoyf with Tarmogoyf's power is equal to number of card types among cards in all graveyards, and its toughness is equal to that number +1. So yeah, it's making a direct reference to Lurgoyf, but the reason why it's time shifted is that it's literally future sighted planeswalkers. Yes, that card future sighted planeswalkers because the card types are artifact, creature, enchantment, instant, land, planeswalker, sorcery, and tribal. That's just the reminder text, but by the time that card was printed, planeswalkers didn't exist up until Lorwyn, the following set, which they made the first 5 planeswalkers. Yeah, really cool. That's why it's a time shift, because reference planeswalkers before planeswalkers even existed. Yeah, it's cool. But yeah, Tarmogoyf, it's played in Jund decks, many modern decks. It's really good. Like the thing is that Tarmogoyf or Lurgoyf, there's only like 8 of those because there's the original Lurgoyf, obviously it's which is like it's 1+X, which is power and toughness is power is equal to number of creatures in all graveyards, and its toughness equal to that number +1. Then they made another Lurgoyf cycle in Odyssey. Then they made Detritivore in Planar Chaos, and now Tarmogoyf. Well, not really now, like Future Sight Tarmogoyf. Yeah, and Tarmogoyf was literally the only card to have been printed in all 3 Modern Masters sets, which, yeah, there was no card that matched to be printed in all 3 Modern Masters cards. Yeah. Also, that's our final card in the podcast, and it's the end of the podcast. So yeah, type in the oh wait, why don't we change this image? Why don't we just change it to the new anniversary logo? There we go. Better now. It's a new anniversary logo. Yeah. Which, yeah. So yeah. So that's the end. Well, congratulations, you have reached the end of the podcast. So why don't you just subscribe and like this video, or follow as well, But yeah, remember, it's my channel's 4th anniversary, so yeah. There we go, that's a new special logo, and there's also a new intro as well. So yeah, wait. Yeah. So yeah, also the new logo there, you see, 4th anniversary. And yeah, there's this new intro and / outro as well for 4th anniversary. But yeah, well done. You reached the end of this podcast. Remember, like, subscribe, follow, share for friends. Stay tuned to our next video, streams, and podcasts. And the podcast will live every Tuesday. Well, except for the last 2 podcasts, which I had to premiere them because I was in England. But yeah, every podcast will be live every Tuesday. So yeah, stay tuned to them and watch my videos too. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And bye.